it blew my mind. When I asked them if we were official, they're like, oh, I forgot that you as silly Americans need to have this conversation.
What's tootin', guys? Today we're gonna be reacting to videos about what it's like dating Frenchmen. I thought this would be a super fun video to do because, as you all know, I am dating a French guy. He's actually half French, half Moroccan, but he grew up in France pretty much all of his life, so I think that classifies him as a French guy. So I'm really curious to see if my experience is going to line up with these people's experiences. So let's just dive right in and see what it's like to date someone who's French. I'm scared. How do you say good luck to me? How do you say that in French? Bonne chance pour moi. Oh my god, did I just say something in French?
Does anyone speak French? She does.
I don't even speak French, which is a problem in my relationship.
I barely speak French.
But he speaks English. Just need to clarify that. Thank God.
Parisian woman is like a French man. Moody, non-committal, and makes zero effort but expects you to appreciate it anyways.
Ooh, I didn't know that weather had expectations of any kind. Weather just comes and goes as it pleases and just... Does weather have feelings? Okay, so I do know that in Paris it rains a lot. I've been to Paris twice now at this point. Actually, usually my boyfriend visits me here in the States, but the 2 times that I've been in Paris, it's rained and it's kind of been cold there. Is my boyfriend moody? I think the first time that I met him, when I was first getting to know him, he did kind of come across as a little moody, but I think once I broke through that exterior and that hard shell, he did show his more goofy and eccentric side. That's how Frenchmen can be at first, but like once you get to know them, they're really, really silly. They have a great sense of humor. I've also had the chance to get to know my French boyfriend's friends, who are all men, thank God. I could never deal with my French boyfriend having French girlfriends. They're all super warm, super funny, all have very open, non-moody type personalities. So I don't know, the moody thing, I wouldn't say that. And as far as the appreciativeness thing goes, I don't know. I'm not so sure. Is this video going to be very skewed against Frenchmen? I have a feeling it's going to be. And I don't know if I have that many negative things to say about Frenchmen, but I will try my best to be as not biased as possible. Also, I need to say that I do love my boyfriend. So, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna agree with any anti-French sentiment that will be present in these videos. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen. Mistakes girls make when they want to date a French boy. Getting the impression that Frenchmen aren't seen as very loyal. I don't know if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But, okay, so this isn't the first time that I've heard this. I've heard this a lot in the past, that French men have this reputation of being womanizers, of being boys. In the almost year that I have now been with my French boyfriend, I think he is quite a loyal person and he expects the same of me. And if anything in our relationship, I think I have been the more problematic person when it comes to, you know, loyalty. I wouldn't say that I'm a cheater, but I definitely think that, you know, I've had more of a hard time in the relationship adjusting to being a 100% loyal girlfriend. And that's just because I've been single for 3 years. I think that they're very communicative when it comes to their feelings and their emotions, and in relationships everybody has their own experiences. To generalize an entire population of people is wrong. You're gonna have experiences with boys and bad men across all continents, countries. So I feel bad for this girl that she had a bad experience with a French guy. Maybe it's not something that's wrong with French guys. Maybe it's just the type of French guys that she keeps going for and that she keeps attracting. And I'm not trying to blame her, but you know, maybe that's the case. okay, some of those are very superficial. French kissing, okay, my boyfriend is a very good kisser. Foods, yes, I will say the foods are great, although I think food being the best in France is a little bit of an overrated thing. I don't really love French food that much. There's other types of foods I like better. I love Italian food. I like Japanese food more. I'm not a huge fan of French food. When I was in France visiting, I don't think it was like the #1 foodie destination I've ever been to. Like, I much preferred the food that I ate when I was traveling in Italy, for example. French accents, don't also love those that much. Not my favorite accent, but my boyfriend's accent is really cute. He makes fun of mine a lot, which I hate. The romance aspect, the kissing, you think that French men are going to be more romantic than they are just because that's the reputation that they have worldwide as being the most romantic, but don't be fooled. They're not as romantic as people say that they are.
What is something that's normal in your country but weird for the rest of the world?
Okay, I've got one, and if you're not in the United States, I need you to chime in on this.
Okay.
So when I was living abroad, one time I dated a British guy, and another time I dated a French guy, and both of them said that Americans are the only people that need to have the conversation of whether or not they're boyfriend and girlfriend. Elsewhere, they just date until they just start assuming that they're together.
Yep.
It blew my mind. When I asked them if we were official, they're like, oh, I forgot that you as silly Americans need to have this conversation. What?
Yeah.
And no, it was not gaslighting. They were like, of course we're boyfriend and girlfriend. It's the weirdest thing, and if you have any experience with this, please comment, let me know.
I had a huge problem with this in my relationship. I was, unbeknownst to myself, in a relationship with my boyfriend for a few months, and I had no idea. And so for a few months, while I was in a relationship with my boyfriend, I was just casually freaking the fuck out in my own brain, thinking that we weren't in a relationship. So, you know, I was kind of acting single, but also having a panic attack, thinking that I was single and that he didn't really want to be in a relationship with me. All the meanwhile, in his head, we were in a relationship. So this caused so many issues for us when I did finally ask the question of whether or not we were in a relationship, and he did look at me like, girl, are you stupid?
Are you calling me stupid? You're doing it stupid.
Yes, we've been in a relationship pretty much this entire time, since the moment that we met, since we kissed, since we hooked up. And I was like, okay, oops, I've been still on a dating app. I think we still argue about it to this day. Make sure you have that talk, communicate it, because it can become a huge fight later on. You know, in France, people usually just date one person, and it's not like here in the United States where you're juggling multiple people and playing the field and playing the game, and that, you know, you're dating maybe Cindy Lou and Margaret and Jenny and like 5 other people and not calling anyone official. And I actually much prefer that rather than the horrible fucked up dating method that we have in the United States. This is what having a French boyfriend is like. Okay, is it like kissing underneath the Eiffel Tower? I have never actually kissed underneath the Eiffel Tower, but I did have a nice boat cruise dinner alongside the Eiffel Tower, and I have had a lot of romantic experiences that were really, really magical, and we've had some really amazing experiences in the bedroom. Maybe that's TMI, but yes, dating a French boyfriend has been quite an awesome experience, and if I could rate it in comparison to any of my other multicultural dating experiences, and as you guys know, if you've been following my channel for a while, I've dated a lot of different people from different countries: Australia, Czech Republic, Saudi Arabia, all over the Middle East. You know, France, I think it ranks pretty damn high on the list. I mean, French man, I can't say men because I've only dated one, but they got it good. They're good. When you're on a date with a French man and he asks, why are English women so slutty?
Oh, that'll do it. You don't have to worry about me. You do not have to worry.
Pack it up. She's getting ready to go.
I'm out of here.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I think that's one thing that my boyfriend actually enjoys about me. But all right, I think it can be seen as highly offensive.
You know how they say French people are very passionate, and he was, about not paying the bill. Like every single time the bill would come, this is what he would do.
Feet up. You pay?
Oh my gosh! Okay, so are Frenchmen cheap? Good questions. My boyfriend is pretty, I'd say smart with his money. I think he's a person who's not afraid to spend his money, and he does pay for dinners, he does pay for things, and he does treat me every now and then. He's not like super crazy balling out at all times, but he's not afraid to like go on vacations or be spontaneous with his money either. I also think that this might be a crazy generalization. I know so many people like to put Americans into a box and say like all Americans are so dumb, or oh, all Americans voted for this person, or all Americans think this way, and it makes us feel so mad. So I think it's like the same thing. It's not fair to say that all French people are cheap. However, I think maybe the stereotype could come from somewhere. Maybe not all French men are cheap, but like it could be a common thread amongst a lot of French men. Maybe French men are smart with their money. How about that? Because my boyfriend is smart with his money, but he's not gonna be like not paying for my dinner, you know?
This is actually harder than I thought. I'd say the differences are actually not that huge, because you can really find, you know, amazing people in the US, you can find amazing people in France, but you can also find narcissists that ruin your life in both countries. So, but here are a few things I've noted that are just little things that could be taken into account. Just comes down to personal preference as well. So I'd say that when it comes to spending time with your significant other, French guys really like cooking. They really like hands-on stuff. And I feel like American guys would rather maybe go to a restaurant, take the person out. As for appearance, I've noticed that French guys are really into clothing, like how they dress themselves. And in the US, there's this whole gym culture, so guys really like working out, and I think that's what they'll put forward. Once again though, everyone's different, and I don't want to generalize anything.
I've also noticed that my boyfriend, he does wear cologne. He always smells really, really nice. He does look pretty well put together most of the time. We do spend a lot of time like making food together. In the mornings, he'll make me French toast, which I think is so sweet. French guys will be a lot more honest with you. I think they'll never sugarcoat things. If you ask a French guy for his honest opinion, for example, if you're going out to dinner and you put on a dress and you want a French guy's honest opinion about how you look, the French guy, I don't think he's going to necessarily insult you if you don't look nice in the dress, but you know, if he doesn't think you look good or if it doesn't look flattering on you, he's not going to tell you it looks great. Whereas maybe the American boyfriend, he's not gonna wanna start a fight, he's not gonna want any issues, he's gonna say, yes baby, you look great, let's go. The French guy, he's gonna speak his mind. That's something that I really, really like. I always know that my French boyfriend is going to tell me what he really feels. He's never going to sugarcoat or lie to me. And that's also back to like the loyalty thing and the honesty thing and the cheating thing. I just always know he's gonna keep it real with me about everything in the relationships. I like dating a French guy. It's been almost a year together and it's been really great. He loves to travel, he loves dogs, he loves food, he loves cooking, he loves adventures, and he's good in the sex. So it's all that you could ever want in a relationship. I think there's negatives, there's positives, and I think it's all about compatibility. There's good people in France, there's bad people in France. You just gotta find the right person for you. What do you all think? What do you think of French people? What do you think of France? Have you ever dated anyone in France? Would you ever let anybody from France get in your pants? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I upload every single day. And make sure you come back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time for a brand new video. And make sure you go check out my socials to catch up with me in the meantime, as well as my spicy page, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye.